The story is about success versus significance, and it's gonna be deep. So,
Okay.
in this definition, what success is what you accomplish for yourself. It's your personal achievements. It's how you choose to measure your success, and it's a little counterintuitive for what I just explained with success as my intro. But for the point of this story, success is what you do for yourself. Significance is what you do for others.
Okay.
And there's this guy, I forgot his name, about 14 years ago, he was a world-class photographer, and he went to a country in Africa, and he was doing some photography to show like the wealth gap, to show these people who live in poverty, and at one point he's walking through the slums of Africa, and he sees a little starving child, bent over, on his knees, trying to reach a food center. Out of nowhere, a giant vulture lands next to the starving child, and it looks like it's going to eat the child. So the guy snaps a few photos, and then he walks over and he shoos the vulture off. And then as he's walking away, the vulture comes back, and then he snaps over, he shoos the vulture off, and he's thinking, should I carry this starving child to the food center? But before he came, they told him don't interact with the locals, because the locals have diseases, they are unclean, you shouldn't. So after like 2 or 3 times shooing off the vulture, he takes some pictures and he decides to go, and he doesn't do anything about the kid. He doesn't know what happens, he just leaves, he tells people the story. A couple months later, he submits the photo to Time magazine, and he wins Time magazine photo of the year. He submits it to New York City, or some New York magazine.
Yeah.
They take it. It's the most popular photo of the year. They use it in every magazine, and he ends up winning the Pulitzer Prize Award. And it's pretty much the biggest photography award you can win. So he wins the Pulitzer Prize Award for like significant photo or something. And so he basically reaches this peak of success as a photographer. He gets a Time magazine photo of the year. He gets Pulitzer Prize photo, like peak success for photography. And a couple months later, he kills himself. And people aren't exactly sure why, but a lot of people hypothesize that he had all the success in the world. As a photographer, he reached like the LeBron James of photography, but he let that child just sit there with the vulture. And a lot of people think that the significance, he's like, he had all the success in the world, but the significance of helping that child or being there, they think that's what led him to suicide. As creators who are building our own personal brand, and we're doing stuff all the time, what are your thoughts on success versus significance?
That was a good story.
Steve.
Well, first I just want to talk about that story. Damn. This was like 10-ish years ago.
Yeah, 10 to 15 years ago.
That's crazy. I mean, my initial perspective, just put yourself in the shoes of that guy. I'm sure literally,
yeah,
as soon as he got on the plane back home, it was still in his head. Did he do the right thing? But he goes ahead, he submits everything, submits all of his work. And then all of that happens, and every single time he gets an award, it reminds him, it puts him back in the place. That's just terrifying. I mean, it's part of it is hindsight to him.
Yeah.
He went and saved the child, but the child unknowingly gives him disease, and he passes away from that.
Yeah.
You never know, but in his head, his success is derived from someone possibly dying or someone in pain. That's crazy.
To be honest, I love sharing the story, and it's a story that really changed the way I live, but I don't know what I would have done in the moment.
It's
really hard.
It's so hindsight to be I would have saved that kid.
Yeah.
Well, then maybe you would have died. You don't know.
Who knows? And but I think the thing I took away from it is, and this is soul wealth, if you measure success by relationships and memories.
I know so well.
Yeah, you know. It's so easy to get caught up in your work and just idolize yourself, idolize your own journey, your career. And what the story, if I took anything away from it, is I hope that I make more time for other people, that I make more time to help other people. And I actually really appreciate you sitting down here, because I know you're busy and you can fill your day up, but just sitting down here and being a part of my journey means a lot. So
Yeah,
It's
whatever.
something- It's something I really think about.
Could you ask the first of all, thank you.
Yeah.
I'm very happy to be here.
Yeah.
Could you ask the question
Yeah.
one more time? It was about significance versus
So, just when building your career
yeah.
and thinking about your journey, where you're going to be, your personal brand, and all the success you could have, like where is significance in helping others? What role does it play, if any?
Yeah. No, I hate people, bro. Watch it. I'm coming for you. That's such a good question. I mean, the first thought and like most initial and tangible way I could do it is why I started like
Yeah.
my creative agency. I think I've talked to you a little bit about it, but I don't know if I told you like the main
No.
reason for it. It's called Story Bottle, and the like whatever creative agency, freelance, blah blah blah. But the main part, the like meat and why I created it, is a concept called personal documentaries.
Yeah.
And basically, what personal documentaries are, to me, is the answer to I want to meet my great grandchildren.
Yeah.
Like, no one can do that. I'm sure everyone. That's why Ancestry.com and a bunch of those websites exist.
Yeah.
People are so interested in their history and like culture and family heirlooms and traditions, but it's really hard to know a person, and like not everyone is big enough to get their own Netflix documentaries. So my solution to that was personal documentaries, like going to people's home, sitting with them for like few hours a day, a weekend, just getting, generally right now, like elders of the home, getting to know their story and then putting together a documentary for their own kind of value, but more like intentionally, it's gonna have so much value like in 10, 20, 30 years after they like move on. It's something really cool because I think it solves like a problem, but also it combines one of my favorite projects to do, which is like documentaries.